Monday, January 6th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a Trumbull Mall employee getting assaulted, a Greenwich RTM member facing child pornography charges, and much more. We'll also take a look at the top stories of the week, and Frank Granito will join us with a look at the forecast and a Nutmeg Sports update, and later on, Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, on to today's news. Trumbull police are asking the public's help in identifying 3 men who allegedly beat and robbed a Target employee in the parking lot of the Westfield Mall on Tuesday afternoon. According to Lieutenant Keith Golding, on January 3rd at about 4:30, the store employee was assaulted and robbed of his backpack and jacket as he exited his car. The victim stated that when he parked his car, he noticed 3 males parked in another vehicle in front of his. One of the males exited the car and walked past the victim's vehicle. When the victim exited his car, that male came up behind him and struck the victim in the head, causing him to fall backward. A second suspect then exited the car and attacked the victim by punching and kicking him while yelling, "Give up the phone." The victim was able to break away from the assailants, losing his backpack and jacket to them. He was treated at the scene for minor injuries. The suspects are described as black males, possibly 17 to 18 years of age, and about 5'5" to 5'6" tall. Both were wearing hooded sweatshirts and jeans. Media reports that police found 700 images of child pornography on 46-year-old Christopher Sandy's computer Thursday, and he's now facing a felony count of possession of child pornography. Sandy's is listed on the Representative Town Meeting's website as a member of District 1. According to the arrest report, Sandy's came to the attention of law enforcement through an undercover investigation by Connecticut State Police looking into peer-to-peer trading of images and videos. The Special Victims Unit in the Greenwich Police Department was alerted and a search warrant sought. A detachment of Greenwich Police, along with a task force of other officials from the region, carried out that search Thursday and found that large quantity of illicit imagery. Officers from Weston, Darien, Stamford, New Canaan, and Easton assisted as part of the Southwest Technical Investigations Unit. And Darien police are investigating a residential burglary at a Hoyt Street home. A resident contacted police around 7:30 at night back on December 30th to report the burglary, which is believed to have occurred between 2 and 7 p.m. the same day. The complainant arrived home after several hours out to find that items in the living room and first-floor bedroom had been moved and a second-floor master bedroom had been ransacked. Several pieces of jewelry were reported missing and the rear door showed signs of forced entry. Among those missing pieces were an 18-karat gold necklace, a pearl bracelet, a crystal bracelet, and 2 Kate Spade watches. Altogether, the missing pieces were valued at more than $3,000. The rear door to the home was not visible from the street and is believed to have been the entry and exit point for those burglars. Darien police are still investigating that incident, and the homeowners are still confirming whether any other items are missing. And the Ridgefield Police Department is investigating a stolen car and 3 separate reports of larcenies from vehicles in the Peaceable Street area on Wednesday. It was the second car that was reported stolen this week. A Porsche had been stolen on Haviland Road in the early morning hours of Monday, January 2nd. In both of those cases, the keys were left in the vehicles. Captain Jeff Kreitz said that all of the vehicles targeted have been parked at residences and unlocked. The incidents have occurred during the overnight hours and in different parts of town. And in other news, several large pieces of equipment belonging to the town of Beacon Falls were stolen from a park this week. On January 4th, a forced entry was made into a secured 4-bay garage at Matthews Park. Taken were a 1992 woodchuck chipper, a hydro walk-behind mower, as well as a 2010 DR field and brush mower and a 1989 John Deere tractor. The woodchuck chipper has the words Town of Beacon Falls on the chute and is yellow in color. All the listed equipment is owned by the town of Beacon Falls, and due to the size of the equipment, it's suspected that multiple suspects and vehicles were used to commit that burglary. State police are asking anyone with information to contact them at 203-729-3313. And the Ridgefield Board of Selectmen approved lease agreements for 2 buildings on the town's former Schlumberger property, with the Philip Johnson building and the nearby auditorium. Both leases are scheduled for public hearings on Wednesday, February 8th, and then a town meeting on Wednesday, February 22nd. Both meetings are expected to start at 7:30 p.m. in the town hall's lower-level conference room. If approved by voters, the Philip Johnson Building and office structure, known by the name of the modernist architect who designed it, will be occupied by Bassam Fellows, a contemporary design and furniture firm that's based in New Canaan. The auditorium will be rented to ACT of Connecticut, a local theater group started by Bill and Kate Diamond of High Ridge in Ridgefield. More on that story on the ridgefieldpress.com. We're going to switch gears now and throw it over to Frank Granito for a look at the forecast. Frank, we had a snowy morning.
A refreshing view this morning with a light layer of snow on the ground. Thank you, Kate, as we have partly sunny skies now and are expected to see those throughout this afternoon. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s with an expected high of 35 degrees today. There is a light breeze that will stay with us overnight as it gets seasonably cold, with temperatures falling down into the low teens. Mostly cloudy and cold tomorrow, but there is more snow expected throughout the day on Saturday, as we could see another inch around Fairfield County. That snow will continue on overnight heading into Sunday morning, which looks like it will be much more clear as we wrap up the weekend. And mostly sunny again Sunday now with an expected high of 26 degrees, but that number is going to feel a lot closer to 10 degrees as we are going to see 25 to 30 mile per hour winds all day long. And it is going to be even colder overnight on Sunday as temperatures creep closer and closer to zero. High winds will continue on through Sunday night, but it looks like we'll have a much warmer start to the week on Monday. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, Donald Ang joins us to take a look back on this day in history, and Frank has your Nutmeg Sports update coming up after this.
At Hoyt Livery, our goal is to always... Sam, what are you doing? We're filming a commercial.
I'm checking out the new Hoyt on the Go app. Hoyt's here!
Hi, this is Leo Carl from Carl Chevrolet in New Canaan. And you've heard me talk about the Chevy Volt for years. The new model gets 53 miles on EV charge daily, plus 420-mile full range. But don't take my word for it. You need to come in and test drive the Volt yourself. Visit us at 261 Elm Street in New Canaan or online at carldirect.com.
Why cook at all this holiday? Avoid the stress of holiday planning and let your friends at Walter Stewart's in New Canaan do the heavy lifting. Whether you're looking to fill in with a few crowd-pleasing sides or you want us to prepare your whole feast, from cranberry sauce to pumpkin pie, we're ready to simplify your holiday. Place your order from our holiday menu and spend your holiday the right way, relaxing. Our fresh prepared holiday meals to go are designed with your busy schedule in mind. Visit us at stewartsmarket.com or at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure with me, Steve Coulter, and our Arts and Leisure editor, Sally Sanders, Mondays at 12:30, right here on the HAN Network.
We're back on this January 6th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network, and it's time to take a look back on this day in history with our own Donald Ang, the final of the week. Don, what do you have for us? Make it good.
Well, Kate, we have a one-word question that echoes through history like a hallway. But first, though, we go back to 1492. The Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella enter the city of Granada, completing the Reconquista. That was the 600-year battle to return Spain to Christendom following the Moorish invasions. For Americans, this is actually the second most significant act of Ferdinand and Isabella in 1492. To 1912, geophysicist Alfred Wegener presents his theory of continental drift after noticing the land masses seemingly fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. He also noted that fossil evidence from different continents were similar despite being thousands of miles apart. The theory was widely panned, and it wasn't until 30 years after his death that advances in paleomagnetism vindicated Wegener. 1941, in his State of the Union address, Franklin Delano Roosevelt presents what he called the Four Freedoms. 11 months before the attack on Pearl Harbor, the speech was primarily focused on the dangers facing the world's democracies, and in a huge break from the traditional American isolationism, Roosevelt outlined his plan to aid allies that were already at war. Norman Rockwell famously painted the Four Freedoms series that you're looking at now. And finally, now we go to 1994, Detroit, Michigan, for this.
What happened? What happened?
Relax. Why?
What did you hit her?
I don't know, some hard black stick. Something really hard. Help me.
That, of course, figure skater Nancy Kerrigan clubbed on the knee at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in an act of Keystone Cops thuggery by supporters of rival skater Tanya Harding. Kerrigan would recover to earn a silver medal at the 1994 Olympics in Lillehammer, Norway. As you look back in history, for today, January 6th, and I'm Donald Ding.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, back to local news. An upcoming installment of the award-winning public television documentary series Visionaries will visit Silver Hill Hospital and challenge preconceived notions of what the treatment of mental illness and addiction looks like. The PBS documentary, entitled Only in the Darkness Can You See the Stars, takes viewers for a rare look inside the hospital campus. The documentary will be featured on Connecticut Public TV on Saturday, January 7th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, January 8th at 11 a.m. Silver Hill Hospital says it will include powerful stories of patients' personal journeys, along with unusual access to therapy sessions to offer a unique window into treatment. But let's throw it back over to Frank Granito now for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Only 2 games played in the conference last night, one of them against a non-conference team. That was the Fairfield Girls Co-op. They fell 3-0 to Mercy Co-op with Northwest Catholic. In girls basketball, West Hill was a 50-48 winner over New Canaan. But looking towards tonight's schedule, the HAN Network will be live at St. Joseph's High School starting at 6:45 with our pregame coverage of the Norwalk Bears and the St. Joe's Cadets for boys basketball. It's the second time that Norwalk's been featured on the network this winter. They come in with a record of 3-3, 0-2 in the conference. St. Joe's comes in off a tough loss against the Trinity Catholic Crusaders. They're 2-2 currently, 1-1 in the conference. Join me, Chris Kutzo, and Kevin Coleman as we will get you set for the game at 6:45. We'll have an interview with Thomas Keys, the head coach of the Norwalk basketball team. Tip-off at 7 o'clock, and again, all that tonight right here on the HAN Network. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we are going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to run down the top stories of the week across all of our HAN Network news sites after this.
My company developed Tranquility Mind and Body Wellness Spa 13 years ago. The building had 2 huge Olympic-sized pools in it. Builders would come, take a look to develop, and no one really knew what to do with it. Milford Bank saw our vision and they jumped right in. They were the bank that we needed to come behind this hometown project. My name is Tina DeNaples and I choose to bank with Milford Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Want to reach new heights in your fitness and health goals? Find what you're looking for at Elevation Spin, Train, and TRX in Georgetown, Connecticut. Elevation Spin gives you purposeful spinning workouts inspired by the road. We encourage monitoring of heart rate and energy zones. Elevation also offers customized personal training with dedicated professionals passionate about helping you reach your goals. And let us motivate you to reach greater performance and functionality with TRX suspension training, using your own body weight for an incredible dynamic workout. Located at 4 Old Mill Road in Georgetown, call Elevation at 203-544-9503 or visit ElevationSpinTrainTRX.com for more.
Are you ready for winter? Ski and Sport has everything you need to be fully outfitted for the season. A family-owned and operated business with over 40 years of experience, Ski and Sport's 3 convenient locations in Fairfield County offer top-quality, high-fashion ski and winter wear. In addition to clothing for men, women, and children, we also offer seasonal rentals for the entire family. Stop by our stores on 1 Ethan Allen Highway in Ridgefield, 877 Post Road East in Westport, and at 110 Main Street in New Canaan, or visit us at skiandsport.net. I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
We're back on this Friday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and now we're going to take a look at the top stories across all of our HAN Network news sites this week, the ones that caused the most discussion and had the most readers. Including Ridgefield news dominated our top 5 this week, including a story on the Ridgefield Board of Selectmen accepting the retirement of Ridgefield Fire Chief Kevin Tappy, following a period where Tappy was placed on paid administrative leave as the town investigated a possible violation of town policy. First Selectman Rudy Marconi said that Chief Tappy has decided to retire from the fire department after a lengthy career of public service, and we thank him for that service. The selectmen met in executive session to discuss that matter. Chief Tappy did not attend the meeting. The department is now being led by Acting Chief Jerry Myers. No specifics on the situation or the policy that may have been violated have been made public. And another top story this week was news that a former Shelton High School student allegedly hacked the school's computer system multiple times and was arrested and charged with third-degree computer crimes on December 29th. The arrest stems from an incident where the Shelton school system's internet service was being disabled citywide during the months of November and December 2015, as well as March and April of 2016. An investigation launched by Shelton Police revealed the juvenile was using a cell phone application to launch distributed denial of service attacks, or DDoS attacks, on a daily basis against the school's internet service. According to police, DDoS attacks send information rapidly to a server using its IP address, overwhelming the server. The end result is a loss of connection to the internet. The school's internet has since been fully restored, and defense software has been installed to deter future attacks. And authorities are reminding residents to safely dispose of fireplace ashes after a blaze last week in New Canaan. They say fireplace ashes are the likely cause of a fire December 30th at a New Canaan home. At around 12:40 in the afternoon, the New Canaan Fire Department was dispatched to 610 Cheese Spring Road. New Canaan police units were first on the scene and reported flames coming from the garage. That fire was brought under control within 20 minutes, with units remaining on scene for overhaul. The homeowners were home at the time of the fire and quickly exited the home with their children and dog, and all were safe. The fire appears to have been caused by disposal of fireplace ashes in trash cans outside of the garage. The fire department reminds homeowners that fireplace ashes may contain hot embers for several days after a fire. Always use appropriate metal cans with a lid to properly dispose of those ashes. And in other news, the opening of a new Shake Shack this week in Darien got a lot of people excited. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held outside the restaurant's 1340 Post Road location last Friday morning, and a select number of lucky friends and family got a chance to stop in for lunch during a soft launch. Modeled as a modern-day roadside burger stand, Shake Shack has garnered a cult following since its launch in 2004. The restaurant offers 100% all-natural Angus beef burgers and flat-top Vienna beef hot dogs. Guests will be able to choose as well from a selection of local craft beer provided by Two Roads Brewing Company and Half Full Brewery, in addition to the Shake Shack exclusive Shakemeister Ale from the Brooklyn Brewery. And wine lovers will also be able to sip on Pinot Grigio and Pinot Noir. But there's a lot more on that story at DarienTimes.com. And finally, the top story this week across all our sites was that Ridgefield is now home to a refugee family from Syria. Michael Recker, co-chair of the committee sponsoring them, said that they are a family of 4. The parents are in their 30s, and they have 2 boys who are kindergarten and preschool age. The family has been in Turkey for 2.5 years before coming to the U.S. Earlier in December, they moved into housing provided by one of Ridgefield's churches. The committee's goal now is employment and self-sufficiency for the family. Residents in Ridgefield have also been generous, donating gift cards and household items needed by the family. Retker said that family's voiced many times that they're very thankful to have the opportunity to come to the U.S. There is much more on that story at theridgefieldpress.com. We're going to throw it over to Frank Granito now for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. Again, partly sunny skies out there right now after last night's snow shower. Those are expected to continue on throughout the afternoon. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s. There is a light breeze that will stay with us overnight as it gets seasonably cold, with temperatures dropping down towards 10 degrees. Mostly cloudy and cold again tomorrow. There is more snow expected throughout the day. We could see another inch around Fairfield County. That snow will move on overnight, heading into Sunday morning, which looks like it will be a little bit more clear as we wrap up the weekend. It will be mostly sunny on Sunday, expected high of 26 degrees, but very cold with high wind gusts. That number will feel closer to 10 degrees, but it should start to warm up a little bit again overnight, as we could see temperatures back in the 30s and even the 40s at the start of next week. That'll do it one more time for the weather. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks, Frank. Well, we are going to wrap things up here on your coffee break, but we're not done for the day. 7 o'clock tonight, boys basketball Norwalk at St. Joe's. Be sure to check that out live on the HAN network. And we'll see you for your coffee break on Monday at 11. Have a great weekend.